There we go.
There we go.
There
I knew
we
it
go.
wouldn't be that easy. What's up, man?
Not much. I
All
think we
right, so
got it. Let me
huh?
share this and get this going.
I see where I messed up the first time. Hey, it's my first time. Our first time. I think this is cool though, man. A dual Facebook Live interview. So everybody that's watching, if you don't mind, it should be a dual screen. I can't see my comments for some reason. If you can comment, if it's a dual screen,
You see it. Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah.
For
We
some
got
reason, I don't see my comments. All right, so let's just go ahead and get started. So Sean Hettich is a mega agent in the Lafayette area, one of the top agents in the Lafayette area, and I just thought it'd be interesting just to get him on and interview him for several reasons. I mean, for one, if there's anybody in the Lafayette area that's in need of any type of real estate service, or maybe somebody's moving to the Lafayette area or whatever, and I'm sure any new agents or maybe that's getting into the business can benefit from, from this conversation. Just to kind of tell everyone a quick story. I met Sean. Sean and I actually worked with eXp Realty, the same real estate company. And I went to a awards event in Lafayette, eXp Awards event in Lafayette. We met there and kind of had a few conversations. We've had a few lunches since then, just kind of mastermind. That's one thing I like about this business I meet superstar agents all across the country. It's just one of the favorite things about this industry. So that's a little bit how we met, but I wanted to get him on here and of course interview him and just ask him a little bit about what's going on in his market and things like that. So, but I figured first off, just to maybe somebody that may not be familiar with the Lafayette area too much, just kind of tell us about Lafayette. I mean, what's unique about your city, about your town, and all that, if you don't mind.
All right, before I jump into that, thanks for inviting me to this. This is the first time I've ever done any video. You know that I was like a little bit active. You're like, hey man, I want to interview you for this video, and I'm like, oh man, I have to throw my face over there on Facebook. So I'm kind of excited, but we'll see how this goes. But pretty much everybody on my Facebook friends list, I mean, they know me in person. They know I'm pretty chill. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so Lafayette, just to let you know, I'm not originally from Lafayette. So in terms of Lafayette, the town itself, when I first moved here about 5 years ago, I was definitely a little bit nervous because it was a smaller town. I came from a city of about 2 million people. And I was kind of thinking, oh man, a small town, because you know how sometimes you go to a small town and they're very maybe you're not as welcome, you know what I mean, or you're an outsider. They see you as an outsider, and I know that down in the Lafayette area, it's Cajun country, everything like that, and so I was definitely a little bit nervous. And I can actually see that Amel Cates just joined, so she's definitely going to. She's also a top agent in the region, really respected. She's originally from the UK, but yeah, it was definitely something I was nervous about. So when I came here, I was kind of just like just a little bit nervous in that regard. But in terms of Lafayette, the town, I can tell you the Cajun people, the people from Louisiana, from Lafayette, they are the most welcoming people I've ever met. I've traveled all over the world. They just open. They don't treat you like an outsider. If you're a good person, if you just are an honorable person, they just welcome you with open arms. A lot of my clients have become my friends. In fact, some of them are in this in this thread right now, and they're joining. There goes a couple more that just joined. But I've really just become part of the community, and it's a really welcoming community. So they love their food. They love each other. You've been here.
Yeah.
And
got some good food.
And it's all about support too. Like when we had the big flood, last year, I mean, I can't even tell you just the outpouring of people that would come out and and just everybody was just comes together. They help each other. But the thing is, it's not really a small town though. I mean, there's a couple 100,000 people, but people don't really, it's like we have everything, like all the big town amenities, so to speak.
Yeah.
So we have Whole Foods, they have the Whole Foods and the Targets and the Walmarts and all the chains, but then like they're really proud of, they're kind of like more localized businesses. They like to shop local. And they have a lot of really awesome local restaurants as well. So it's kind of like a big small town. And as long as you're just a nice, good person, they just welcome you with open arms. So that's basically Lafayette in a nutshell.
Hey man, good deal. Yeah, I have some family there in Lafayette, and so we travel there. I guess maybe once every 2 or 3 months, but we always enjoy the food out there, and it's definitely a good time. Y'all have I think a bit more to offer than Baton Rouge, I think, but I could be wrong. I mean, I haven't really toured the city too much, but as far as what's going on there, as far as real estate wise, as far as your market, what's happening, I know the greater Baton Rouge area is seeing a little bit of a slowdown as far as listings maybe not flying off the market as quick as they were just a couple months ago. So y'all kind of seeing the same thing up there?
Yeah, we really are. The market is definitely not. If you look at the statistics, like our volume and our closed transactions in this marketplace from a realtor point of view is actually not too far off. It's down a little bit, but if you're looking kind of in the higher end stuff, like the 300 plus, where you've seen a lot of oil field job losses and that sort of thing, I find that price point is slow. There's a lot of new construction, a lot of inventory there's definitely some of the highest inventory levels that I've ever seen on the market since I've been a realtor. And just, things have just kind of, they're still moving, but just not at the pace that they were. But if you look at, let's say, the under 200 price point, that, people in that price bracket are definitely still selling fairly strongly. And I think that a lot of it has to do with some of the people who maybe we're going to upgrade, but they're nervous, and they say, look, let's be a little bit more conservative and buy maybe below our means. Or if somebody where they don't want to leave the area, but they've been in, let's say they were exposed to the oil field and they need to downsize to maybe a one family income or something like that. So you're seeing a lot of pressure in the under 200 category right now. But I mean, Lafayette is very resilient. So we're not as reliant on the oil field as we were, let's say, in the early 80s. We have a lot of cool industry. We have the universities now. We have the airport expansion. We have a lot of we have helicopter companies coming here. We have all of the new shopping centers and all of that going. So we've had a lot of growth and strength in a lot of different areas so we're not as affected, let's say, by the oil industry as we once were.
Yeah, so I mean, just when I think Lafayette, that's what I think. I think oil and gas. I know my CPA is actually in Lafayette, and I know that's a lot of his clients. So yeah, you're right. I'm glad you hit on that, because that's typically what I think. So that y'all kind of shifted away from that a little bit, or maybe y'all still heavily involved. I know that, but so you're more, I guess, diverse.
You said in Baton Rouge, it's like a similar thing that's going on, or? No.
I'm just talking about Lafayette. Yeah. So what you were saying is y'all not so much dependent on the oil and gas anymore. Y'all kind of more diverse as far as that goes.
That's right. Yeah. And what about Baton Rouge? You said that in terms of your price points, I mean, are you guys finding that one price point is stronger than another?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely taken a slower turn here recently out here, and it depends on the price point, like you said. I mean, it depends on the price point. I'd say 175 and lower, they're flying, and 200 and up, they're a little bit slower, and then 300 is slower as you go up, of course. But anyway, all right. So just kind of a little bit more about you. Is one of the things that kind of caught my attention whenever we met is obviously your extreme success so quickly. I mean, so I know we kind of didn't talk about this question, but I'm gonna throw this out there. If there's a new agent out there watching this, or maybe watch this, and you were to give them some advice on, how to succeed so quickly, what would that be, that one piece of advice that you would throw out there?
Don't worry about the money.
Yeah.
Forget the money. Forget the transaction. Forget about the numbers. Just worry about the client and listen to what the client wants. What is the client after? And the thing is, they're inviting you. The thing that you have to realize, and I want to let you know that a lot of my clients actually become my friend. And so if you treat somebody like a number, or if you worry about the dollars or the price point, or you think that you're too good to work with some particular type of client, that's the fastest way to not be a good realtor. Because if you worry about, let's say, look, there's a first home buyer that's come to me and they want to buy a $125,000 home. If they go to you as a realtor, you treat them the same as if they're $1 million buyer, and you have to be able to identify with them and treat everybody just like we're all humans, right? So, and that's one of the things that I do. I like to, most of my clients know I like to cut up. So I like to joke. It doesn't matter what kind of client. I like to laugh. I like to smile. I like to have fun, and just kind of get out there and have fun with the process. I mean, as a realtor, we're actually here to, and a lot of realtors kind of forget this, is that we're representatives. We are their agent. They're appointing us to represent them and be there for them, because they're not experienced in real estate. So, and I think that some realtors, or maybe new realtors, they get blinded by they maybe think that they're too good for a specific type of transaction, or they think that they're too focused on like getting paid because we're 100% commission or something like that. And that's just not the right way if you want to build a solid relationship. And so I focus on the people first, building good relationships, supporting my clients whenever I can. One of my clients that joined here, I mean, I think that they're live with me now. His son had a surgery that he needed to have done, and he asked me if I would sponsor this race to do it. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, I'll sponsor whatever you need me to do. So just kind of being there, and that kind of builds into the friendship that you build with your people. Like, they don't just see you as, once they're inviting you into a major part of their life, that it's their biggest purchase they'll ever make. They're bringing their family or themselves, even if they don't have a family, it's where they lay their head at night. And they're trusting you to guide them through the process and making them feel comfortable that they're making a good decision. A lot of my clients know that when I go into a house, if I see something that doesn't look right, I'm pointing it out. I'll point out things that need attention, point out things that might get my clients a better deal. Or, if I'm representing them on the seller, I'll definitely inform them of the market conditions, what the price points are, what's moving, what's not. I mean, I just started actually sending out quarterly client reports to my sellers, so they understand what's happening in the market. So if their house is not getting as many showings as they were, let's say, the 3 years ago or something like that, they know what's going on. But I would say that probably about 70% of my client, or my business right now, is actually from referrals. So referrals from my previous clients, and I rely heavily on that. And I'll always continue to just put my client first. So that's kind of my advice to a new agent is, don't worry about the money. Don't even look at it. Right now, I have a $17,000 piece of land in Opelousas, which is an hour and a half. I don't know who Trevor is. $17,000 piece of land up in Opelousas, which is like an hour north of here, under contract, and I have, a $1 million or $500,000 mansion in River Ranch under contract. Yeah. It's everybody's important, and I think that that's the most important advice that you could give.
I completely agree. That was a great answer. And and folks, when I met this guy, I mean, look, I've masterminded with some of the top agents across the country. I've been involved in real estate coaching ever since I got in the industry. So you tend to travel and just mastermind with some of the best. When I met Sean, there was obviously something different about him, and that's kind of why we've been, you know, mastermind a little bit, keeping in touch. But that answer right there is why. I mean, that's a great answer, and any agent out there, any new agent, veteran agent, or whatever, you know, that's something that can, I guess, tend to get lost. You know, you got to stay in the right mind frame, and that was a great answer. So I very, very much appreciate that. Well, look, I want to keep it kind of short. I don't want to keep it too long. I know you're busy man, but so first thing, I mean, if anyone out there, if in Lafayette that may be watching this, that's looking for a great agent, obviously, if you heard that answer, you know he's a very, very good superstar agent just from that answer. So I highly recommend that you reach out to him. But if someone wants to reach out to you, maybe get advice, or maybe to buy or sell a home, or whatever it may be, how would they get in touch with you?
What I'll do is my Facebook realtor page, Sean Hettich Realtor. What I'll do, I mean, all of my direct cell phone number, my email, my direct contact. Hey, Jennifer. Speaking of awesome clients, there's one of my faves. But yeah, I'll post a link to my Facebook realtor page, and they can private message through that page. You can text me, call me. I work until about 9-10 o'clock on pretty much every night. So I'll share the link in the comment section before I post it.
Okay. And I'm not sure how that works here yet, but I'm assuming that every comment will be under both of us. I don't know, but I'll post it just in case. Also, I'll tag your page, and that way we can get it on both feeds and make sure. How are you seeing who's on your feed, man? I can't.
It's posting, scrolling up. So like one of my clients, Daniel, just popped on. It's just like it's showing me like who's coming in, like as they come in. It's pretty cool. A lot of all these people are like my friends, you know.
I'm not seeing that. That's not fair. It's totally not fair. I don't understand. Okay. Well, anyway, all right. I'll figure it out next time. Look, man, I appreciate you hopping on. This is my first time doing a Facebook Live interview, so I was definitely nervous about it. And hey, look, man, you got to get the video thing, man. I'm loving it. I absolutely love it.
I'm going to, man. I've been putting it off for so long. You're so good and comfortable behind the video, so I got to take some cues from you. And I appreciate you. For the first one, you asked to interview me, and like I'm honored, man. You're a killer out there. You're a good guy too, and I look forward to the next one.
Hey man, appreciate it. So we need to grab lunch soon. But everyone that's on, appreciate you watching. Hey, share the video. We want to get Sean's name out there and let everybody know what type of quality person and agent he is. So we very, very, very much would appreciate that. So hey man, appreciate it. I know you got to get back to work. So we'll talk soon, man. Thanks so much.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
All right, buddy.